Greetings, dear television viewers and radio listeners. You are tuned into the TV radio company Georgian Times. This is Real Politics. I am Malkaz Gulashvili. Today is Monday, and as per tradition, together with Soso Manjavidze, we will offer you a review, analysis and forecast of the events taking place in Georgia and around the world. We will, of course, start with the world news. When US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania were being escorted out of the dinner organized by the White House Correspondents Association, it seemed that there was no threat at the dinner. But suddenly some guy burst in. The security was armed. I don't know, 10, 15 or 20 people. And at that moment he opened fire. Therefore, in connection with this, we must consider several possibilities. The first is that America is unable to protect its own president. This is one option. Some armed guy who had all possible weapons with him managed to enter in such a way that the security didn't even notice him. There are several opinions on this matter. What do you think actually happened?
After that, he was staying in exactly the same hotel, which also raised certain suspicions and hints. The Washington Hilton, the same one where, if you remember, the guy who was mentally unstable shot at President Reagan. Many people saw this as a hint. But I say it again, this person and the action he carried out had zero chance of causing any real damage to any responsible person. Absolutely zero. In such a case, a powerful weapon with long-range targeting capability should have been used. Given the distance, the crowd, the security level, and the echelon protection, it was completely impossible, so we are not talking about any serious hints here. There were no victims. This person was clearly in some altered state of consciousness. We cannot rule out the influence of narcotic substances. We also cannot rule out the use of technologies that special services possess, private zombification technologies.
We talked about how in Turkey, for example, the entire media has been discussing horrific events all week. Schools were closed. Shootings took place in schools, which is not typical for Turkey. Turkish sources say it was a whole series of planned incidents, and they directly accuse Israeli special services. Serious Turkish publications are saying this. Of course, we cannot accept these claims as proven facts.
So the versions we listed, perhaps there is some synthesis. It is possible that this person was indeed in an altered state of consciousness, and this inadequate action can be understood as a hint. We have such tools. We can turn any person into a weapon. If that is the case, then the escalation inside America between political forces has already moved to this kind of symbolic hints. And the fact that it happened exactly where and when it did is symbolic. Trump had just shown that he had fallen out with everyone, including the media that supported him, including the most influential podcasters in the United States, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, and others. Not only them, even television channels. His press service said this was supposed to be an act of reconciliation. Trump was supposed to come out, joke, say that we are one, we have one common enemy, etc. And at that very moment this happened. We cannot draw final conclusions, of course. We will never know the full truth, but we can put forward versions. Donald Trump attended the White House Correspondents Association dinner for the first time as president. Previously, during his first term, he boycotted the event, and he also boycotted it in 2025. A 31-year-old resident of Los Angeles, Cole Thomas Allen, attacked him. If we assume that this person was either zombified or had some kind of task, then I agree with you that this had nothing to do with professionalism or a real assassination attempt. He ran over 100 meters and didn't even manage to fire properly. He just caused a panic. In reality, he only wounded one person. He couldn't have hit the president or the vice president. There was multi-layered Secret Service protection there. Know if you need any section clarified or further editing.